MK and I am back with another Kit Conspiracy layout for you guys today. I am also following a sketch February with State Goddess, who is Sandy Reversky, here on YouTube. This is the layout that we are going to be recreating today. And I have to apologize right up front because I zoom in sometime in the middle of this layout and then I forget to zoom back out. Yep, recorded the whole thing super close and personal. So I have these swirly frames from Stampin' Up. I also have these stickers from Life is Beautiful, Cocoa Vanilla. Now I never actually saw this collection, but what they had was an alphabet mix-up bag, and so I just purchased it, and this was one of the alphas that I got. Also from my thickers in the basket that I am working with for this year until they are gonski, I have pulled out this pink alpha thicker set, which I have no idea how they even ended up in my house. At first I thought I was going to use these Heidi Swap Gold alphas, and that did not work. I have a couple branding strips for you guys today. One single little photo for a 12 by 12 layout that I'm going to be making. This leftover piece from Cotton Candy that I will be playing with as well. So I can't wait to use this one. And then I have 3 pieces of solid. So the first one is going to be this lime piece. And then I forgot to show you guys the branding strip. So as soon as I pull in this raspberry piece and flip it over and then don't show you, I remember, and then I bring them both back so you can see. One is lime and the other one is raspberry. So I forgot to do that for you guys. And then this one here is the lemon piece. So, oh, and it's upside down, but there it is, solid lemon, just in case you guys are curious. And then for my background, I'm going to use this beautiful piece of foundation paper, which I think is called Splendored. Yeah, I don't know if that's a word, you guys. It doesn't sound like a word, but it's printed, so it must be. All right, so here I'm going to show you guys a way to make some scallops. This is where I zoom in and never zoom back out. So I'm really sorry. So what I did was I disassembled my corner punch. Now I learned this a long time ago, being a close to my heart consultant. They shared this with us at a convention one time. And basically what it is you tear apart, you take this little guide off of your corner rounder, and then from corner to corner, you punch the scallops, and then you get this really decent sized scallop. It's not too tiny like some border punches are, or it's not too large. It is just like the perfect little scallop that gives a cutesy feel to it. All right, and then I'm going to take my Cotton Candy paper that I cut out some of the tickets from the backside, and I'm just going to make it my top and my bottom piece. So at the top, I've just got a scrap of piece of paper. At the bottom, I'm supposed to have my journaling. Well, I think I turned this layout because I was like, I'm supposed to have my journaling on the side. That's weird. But I think I turned the layout and laid it on its side once again because my photo is not horizontal, it's vertical. But I am going to angle it ever so slightly because I do like that angle. And then I used a 2.5 inch punch and punched a circle from the green, the yellow, and the, we'll call it red. Yeah, I'm going to call it red, even though it's raspberry. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit off of my photo, just so that way it fits on this scrap of cardstock. Now, the scrap of cardstock was left over from a class that I had done. I created kits for all of my classmates, and then basically what happened was that I had all these leftovers, and they're the perfect size for all of these photos and the perfect gray white. So they're like a white gray, and they've just been working really well for this Spectrum Sherbet collection. So I just keep them on my desk until they're going to be used up or I'm done with this collection. Yep. So right now I'm just deciding how long I want my piece, and because of the angle, I can't have it too long. I couldn't put it at 12 inches because I actually wanted the branding strips to stay at 12 inches. But now I realize I need a third branding strip because I don't want to cover up the word moments. So I'm going to take this branding strip here, which I cut off of my Splendored piece of paper, and I'm going to just go ahead and rip the edge so that way I can have a couple unique edges instead of just all these straight edged branding strips. And I am using black soot to ink my edges a little bit so that way the papers pop up off the page, because my cotton candy paper blended into the background piece a little bit too well. So I'm definitely going to use some black soot ink to ink up those edges. Now, also another thing that I'm doing is I'm gluing everything down, and I totally forgot about the stamping that I planned on doing. So this is a slight wasted effort, but hey, at least I get to, glue everything down as a dry run and rip my background, and the things not to do when you plan on stamping on your background. Yep, that's what it is. So I even go as far as putting down the circles and gluing the circles down before I realized I was going to stamp around them. Yes, that's what happens. So anyways, so here I am going to go ahead and start putting my circles down, and I'm just so excited and how fast this layout's coming together, and it's going to be great. And I think I need to move them all closer, and then wait a minute, I was going to stamp. So let's rip everything up and put everything down, and then of course my stamping goes a little crooked, and oh yeah, things go downhill from here. But it's okay. It's scrapbooking and nobody's going to really notice it. I do realize that I'm not sure if the stamping that might go on top of my cotton candy paper, it may or may not show, so I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to go ahead and go and just rip everything up. And now I'm going to decide whether or not my circles are far enough apart. So again, I'm going to just use some black soot. I am a-okay if I don't want, if I'm okay if it's not a solid black. I'm okay if it comes out a little gray. So here's where I realized that I was going to start with the green, and then thought, oh no, I need to start with the yellow because that was the one going in the center. And then I put my green up too far away because I really wanted my sketchy circles to be touching. I don't want them that far apart. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, how far together do I want them? And this is where I realized that now my angle is too sharp. I put my green circle away from my paper, or, at an angle that was a little bit too angular. I don't want my photo to practically be on its side. So that's okay. I'm just going to move my red one, and look, it's crooked. I don't care. I'm okay with that. And you can't hardly see it anyways because I'm too far zoomed in. What was wrong with me? I have no idea. So now I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together. I want my circles touching my cotton candy, so that way by the time I'm done adding the branding strips back, I have half my circles covered up, because I only wanted half my circles. Yes. So if I only had half a stamp, this probably would not have needed to be done, but that's okay. All right. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut my other branding strip of wood grain down ever so slightly, so that way it can be tucked underneath the strip that I've already put down. I inked the edges again, just so that way they popped off the page just a little bit, because they did all seem to blend in a bit too much with the background. So I wanted to make sure that they all popped and had their chance to shine. I am going to take off the word together from my sticker sheet. Now this is just Easter dinner before we actually sat down and made a mess of it. I don't hardly ever scrapbook our dinners because we don't have fancy plates. We don't have fancy serving dishes and stuff. We don't have any of that stuff, you guys. I have kids. In case you guys didn't know that, I have kids, and so pots and pans, plates, whatever bowl we might have, that's what we get. That's what we're that's what, what the kids put it on their plates. And they love the food. That's all that matters. Presentation is not important when you have so many kids in a whole household. All right, so one of the things I do not like about this alphabet already is that the whole carrier sheet wanted to stay with it. So I ended up bending it and twisting it and ripping the pink portion of it. It was a mess, you guys. I almost said, forget it, bring back the gold Heidi Swap letters. But at the end, I really did like how it looked on the layout. I felt like it was a part of the pink that belonged on the layout, and so I kept it. And I did like the addition of these peachy pink Easter letters. Well, they're not Easter letters, but the cocoa vanilla letters, because they matched the peach part of the representation that they are going through. So I'm color coding it, even though they're going at a diagonal and going up. I almost used those old Paige Evans alphas that are like blended from color to color, so they go from orange to peach. I almost used that, but the word didn't match. So it just didn't, it didn't go very well. So I ended up just, using this pink together. And when I don't have so many words in pink all together, no pun intended, it doesn't really look that bad. It's not that bad of a pink, as long as I'm not looking at the whole carrier sheet. Uh, or put all those words on one layout. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But anyways, I'm trying to figure out, I used up most of my circular elements from these chipboard pieces. So the word loved and the word special, and then I've got another one up there that says, I think we are here, or something. Oh, we belong here is what it says. And so I've used up almost all of those little circular bits. So I didn't have as many as I wanted in the colors that I wanted to represent. So I've got the light aqua, and then I just used a solid green banner piece up at the top, kind of like a tab for my photo, covering up a dead space. There was nothing really to be in that side of the photo. And then I brought in an orange to carry on the fact that there is an orange between the yellow and the red. And then I just brought in the word, loved for the red, and stuck it underneath my my thicker title. And that is it. No splatters. I should add black splatters. That is what I should do. I didn't even think of that until right now. I might go and do that. But it's already in my album, so I might not. It's a little lazy. And then, of course, at the very end is when I realized that I was zoomed in this entire time. Yes. So I zoomed out just to show you guys the close-up. And here are more close-ups. Not as if you haven't seen the whole layout process close up, but here they are. And then this is the sketch that I went again. And yes, I did end up turning it. And the Facebook group where all these sketches reside will be down below. And of course, Janet's link to her channel will be down below too, so you guys can check out what she is working on today for Kit Conspiracy. All right, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.